Hello and welcome back to my channel. I thought today I would share my 2025 planner journal that I made. I like the fact that it says homebody. There's a lot of irony there, and I'm definitely a homebody, so it makes sense that my planner would say that. I used the Tim Holtz From Camden fabric, which is right up there with my favorites. I really love this fabric. And I used the salvage edge that has 1 through 12. I think it had maybe 1 through 15 or 16, but I kept the 1 through 12 since it is a 12-month planner. So when I first made this is also Tim Holtz. I don't know what this one's called. But when I first made this planner, I had embossed in gold 2024 because I made it in the year 2024, and I wasn't up to speed enough to realize that it needed to say 2025. So I embossed everything. I did it all, and it said 2024, and it wasn't until after I did that I was like, well, that's wrong. So I remade it and pasted another one over it. This is, I really like to draw. I don't know if you saw my last video talking about how I like to do watercolor in the evening when I'm watching television. I also like to take some of my either watercolor papers or some of my ink stained papers that I make, and I'll just like draw some of these fake mandalas on them. It's just really relaxing to me. So I thought that that was fitting to put a couple of those in here. I really like to make parchment envelopes because I love the sound, and that's kind of therapeutic just to make those as well. So I've got one of those in here. This is a flower that my friend Angie made me. She was trying out Mission Gold watercolors that I have, and so she made this. I'm pretty sure this is with the Mission Gold. It may have been with Core, but she was trying out some and made a few things that this is kind of one of her signature flowers that she makes. So I took a couple of them. There's another one in down in here as well, and something else that she painted also in here, but I thought it looked really pretty on this page. I've got another just envelope that I made. This is another envelope that I made out of parchment paper, and I just took some, like usually out of the trash where I'll toss something that didn't work out. I took some little watercolor leaves that I made and then put them over. This is a Tim Holtz die. I also have the stamps to this set. I love it. These are stamps on here. This is one of my favorite Tim Holtz stamp sets. And I just thought that these inked pages that I make are just really pretty. So they're basically throughout this entire book. This is, hi buddy. This is a paper mache bird that I made. Angie taught me how to make this. I forget where she saw it. There's a lady that makes paper mache cats. If I can think of her name, or if I get that from Angie, I'll put it in the description. But so we made paper mache birds one day, and we took pictures of them because that's kind of what we do. And I ended up, when I was getting my printer set up, I took a picture of this bird and printed it. So later, whenever I made this book, I had that picture, and I thought, well, that would be really pretty in here on some of these papers. I thought it went really well with this stencil because of that burst. But I don't know, I love it. Here's a pocket. Doesn't have anything in it. This pocket is made out of Amazon like packaging paper. There's a scripture verse in here. This paper has gesso all over it. I like to gesso the pages. This is just copy paper that I had, I don't know, just drawn some quick fake flowers on, and then I ended up watercoloring it and then putting gesso on it and some gold splatters. These bugs, I had taken some watercolor paper that I had like color blocked on and just cut bugs out of it. These are, I think they're called the scribble. That's not right. There's some kind of die cut of Tim Holtz. And I love this gold threading that I put behind them. But these were two of my favorites because I liked how they were asymmetrical and I had the white stripe down the middle of each of them. I thought they were pretty with this. And this is that same paper. I just kind of folded it in half and then wrapped it around the other page. And then, I don't know, I just thought it was pretty in here. And I thought it was pretty with this page. I went ahead and took my fan brush and swiped gold all over it, gold acrylic paint. These are some cherries that I watercolored a long time ago, and I had them just taped up on my tape dispenser for some reason for a long time. And so when I got this Diane Reevely little book that has all kinds of stuff in it that you can watercolor, I saw this girl's dress and I thought it looked like a fun one to use these cherries with. So I was actually able to use these cherries and kind of put them in her hand and make her into a belly band for this book, just because she's fun. And I had written life is just a bowl of cherries, and I was like, well, I should probably make a reference to that. So that's a Lou Brown and Ethel Merman, actually, I guess, sang the song. This page needs help because it is just so plain. I love this perspective moth die cut, but I don't know. I had this. I was going to do a bunch of stuff to it. Never did. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to stick it down in this book. So this actually just needs a lot of work, and that hasn't been done yet. This is a pocket that I just had this tea dye paper in. This is another one of the flowers that Ange made, and I hated this page a lot. And then so when I got these flowers from her, I stuck it in here, and then it literally made me like this page better. So this is kind of fun. I had folded this page kind of funny and made a little pocket out of it. And I had not a stamp, a edge punch that I had used on this really bright green paper, just kind of trying it out. So then whenever I was making this book, I had some of this that I put in here. I dyed it with ink. So I don't even remember what all inks that I used on it, but it changed the color completely, and it reminded me of this Tim Holtz wallpaper. What is this paper called? Some kind of wallpaper, vintage wallpaper or something, that I made this double tag out of, and then I tea dyed on the inside. Actually, it's coffee dye. This video is all over the place. It's coffee dye. And I put these little magnets on here because it just stays really well. But I thought it looked pretty with this. And I like having the tags kind of stick out the top of the journals. I think that that's fun for a top view. Some of the pages, after I dyed them, they had like little tears in them. So I had just put washi tape on them because I just like the look of it. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that some of them are ripped. There's lots of journaling space, as you can see. I did have December in here. Here's just more blank pages that can be drawn. Here's another edge punch. I love chevrons. This is a really fun envelope that I made using, it's a really old book, children's book, and some other, I don't know, old ads. The ads, I think these are actual real ads. They're not remakes. But there's a card in here that I thought was pretty cute. It's an IKEA card, and then I've got some journaling stuff on the other side of it. But I like the idea of putting this girl in here and having her eye peeking out. If you can see that, having her eye peek out, I just think that's a lot of fun. And she just goes right here. This starts the actual journal. So there's 3 signatures in this. So it starts the actual planner part of the journal, but there's 3 signatures in this journal. And the middle one is the one that has the date stuff in it. So when you open it up, I've got some stuff kind of covered up, but here's January. These tabs I made out of, I've got some stuff covered up here. So there's one page between each month. The smoother of a paper. There's some stuff written under here, but a little bit of journaling between each one. This is my birth month. This is a flower that Angie drew. It's my birth flower, a daffodil. So I wanted to have that in here, and I had embossed around it, and it was really pretty. And then one day I decided to take my craft iron, and iron the pages more flat, and not even thinking. So whenever I ironed on this side, the embossing kind of came through, but I don't really mind. It is what it is. This is something that I made for my birthday, because March is my birth month. And this stamp says limited edition, aged to perfection, all original parts. I thought that would be fun for a birthday collage. I love the butterfly and the crown. This paper back here is a paper that you would have between your pages, so whenever you're doing something off the page, it doesn't ruin the rest of your book. And so I've got a bunch of this paper that has overpaint on it from a book from a long time ago that I thought was just really pretty to put behind this. I've already seen this. This is actually the piece of paper that I was using when I inked up this stuff to make that other sheet that you saw earlier. Most of this doesn't have anything because I haven't made it to these pages, but here's the rest. I think this page is really pretty. This is actually a tip-in because whenever I did the months, some of them are on the back of other pages, and there wasn't one for the middle that would make the right amount of pages. So this is just a tip-in that I taped in here. I'll go through these pretty quickly. I've been rambling a long time. I hope this video isn't too boring. It might be. That's okay. You can fast forward through the months or through my ramblings. But the pages are pretty, so I wanted to show them. And then here's the final signature. I've got a scripture verse here that I really love. For I am the Lord your God who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. Isaiah 41:13. And I just need to read that, you know, every now and then. So I like that it's in here. This is just a tea-dyed paper. I don't know why that's in here. Probably because I'm not real crazy about this page. I do love this skull. I really love skulls. I love the sound that this glassine makes. So I've got that in here. This is my chewy stuff. Whenever I order Fitz's food and snacks and stuff, I write things down and put it in here so I can keep track of the schedule of ordering for him. These are his snacks that he loves and catches. I'll have to put some video up sometime of him catching his snacks. He likes to catch them in his mouth like a puppy. He plays fetch too. This, excuse me, here's your nose. I found it in my business. This is his puke tracker, where I keep track of whenever he pukes. So far this year, he's puked 3 times. And the pattern that I see is that it's always on a Saturday night, and it's for no reason. I don't know why he's doing it, but he does it. And maybe I'm crazy to keep track of that, but that's just what I do. This has some stuff on the other side, so I've got that covered up. But this I thought was a lot of fun to make this pocket, and I like how the tail of that cat kind of overlaps there. And he's sitting on one of those flowers. These cats are fun. Keep track of when I clip his nails. This is pretty cute. This is a tag that I made for some stuff to track for him that's on the back here. I've got some stuff in this journal covered up. In my defense, I was left unsupervised. That is an exact one of his looks that he gives me all the time. So I thought that was pretty cute. This is from a freebie from Barbara at 49 Dragonflies sometime during December. that I thought was pretty fitting. I printed out several of hers, and they're in through this journal. This is from Tanya at Love Be My Motive Studio in Louisiana, Glenmore maybe. I got that from her, and I just think it's really pretty, so I wanted to include it in my journal. I thought it looked really pretty on this page. This is covering up a little bit of something. This is a lot of fun. So every month I have to give Fitz something called Revolution Plus, and it's for all this stuff. Prevents heartworm disease and all that. He never goes outside, so he doesn't have ticks or fleas or anything, but it's also for heartworm. But the colors, I was like, well, whenever I do his tracking, I have to use these colors and that emblem that's under here. But I know right from wrong. Wrong is the fun one. This is also a look that he gives me quite often. But whenever I give it to him, I keep track on the back here so that I can remember and know that I did it or when I did it, because otherwise I will forget. So I just thought this was fun to make this in a little play on Prince and the Revolution. I don't know if everybody would get that or not, but I drew that. I like to do kind of fancy writing, and I'm not really good at it, so it takes me a while, but I do enjoy doing that. This is a hidden paper clip that I made, and I think it's really pretty. I don't know if the color is coming through. It's a super pale pink on there. I just think it's super pretty, and wanted to include that here. This is also a hidden paper clip, which is super adorable. I love that. This is from a Dina Wakley set of stamps, Scribbly Birds, I think. And of course, I've got little tiny attacher staples on that. That's the back side of it. This is from a Tim Holtz stamp and die set, but the one I have is the generic one. I don't have the one day. I just was making this fun stuff, and it was just in a little box for a long time. I didn't have anything to do with it, and then one day I was like, I know, I'll put it in this book, and so I just folded this page cute to be able to flip it cute and put this fun trim on it, or what is it called, eyelash yarn, something like that. This is whenever I keep track of his potty box. So I scoop it all the time, and he's got these little rocks, but I don't wash the box all the time. I wash it like once a month, but this keeps track of when I wash the box and throw the rocks away. That's got magnets on it that hold it closed. This is probably way more information than anybody needs about my life and what I keep track of. Here's another one of my watercolor pages, and then I, did one of my little fake mandala drawings, little notebook that can just go in that little, what is that called, tuck spot, gear shift for my car. Here's another hidden paper clip. I started making this one, and this is the same bird as what's on the other page, but I just thought he was really cute, so I wanted to include him, even though this same bird's already in here. This one is really, really pretty, I think. It's a lot of fun. Here's another one of my mandalas on watercolor that I did one day, and it's funny because I'll do these watercolors, and I've got tons of these papers where I just mess with watercolor on it, and then a long time later I'll get a stack of them out and draw on them or something. But here's another one of those mandalas. This is also watercolor on the back of it that I did. I don't know if it comes through pretty or not, but it's also got gold splatters on it. Some tape from 49 and Market. There's nothing on this one yet. This is another one of those bugs from the Tim Holtz set earlier in the video. This is another flower that Angie painted. This one for sure, she was trying out the Mission Gold watercolors that I have, that I'll be making her some little half pans so that she can have those to see if she liked them. So I'll make her some half pans of that. it's late on Sunday night and I'm just not getting my thoughts out coherently. So I apologize. But again, I'm not going to re-record it because this is just me. This is my vacation tracker. I need a 6-month vacation twice a year. That clearly doesn't happen, but this is where I keep track of my vacation in this pocket here. And that's the end of my book. This one also is made from Amazon packaging, and I've got a pocket here. I usually keep, I keep a pencil in here. And what else? I don't know what else is in here. Paper and some pockets that I made. You can keep better stuff in a pocket, but that's what I have in mine right now. So that is the end of my journal. I hope that you guys like it. I hope that you don't mind my ramblings. That's kind of what I do. But thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know that you did, or if you've got any questions, put them in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.